What's up everybody, Trim Plays here, back with another video, and today I will be breaking down the full trailer of GTA 6 and going over the things that you might have missed in the trailer. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe and smash the like button if you want to see more GTA 6 news content. And without further ado, let's get started. For the first scene, we see Jason on top of his house, and his friend Brian came up to him and asked what he was doing, and Jason just simply responded, just fixing some leaks, which is referring back when the first trailer of GTA 6 was leaked the day before it was supposed to release, which got Rockstar really pissed that led them to release the trailer 2 out of nowhere to prevent any leakers, which I honestly found quite typical and funny for Rockstar to mention something like that in the beginning of their second trailer. Next, we have a shot of Jason driving down his neighborhood, and we can see his tattoo on his left shoulder, which has a skull and a balloon behind it. And I'm guessing this means that he was part of a group or military, since he was in the military in his teens trying to get away from all the trouble that he was causing when he was a teenager. Next up, we see Jason robbing a convenience store, which is probably showcasing that he is trying to live his life, even if he has to do the bad things just to get the things that he wants and move on in his life. And I'm assuming that this is happening in the beginning of the game before he met up with Lucia. And also, while we see Jason robbing the guy, you can see the great detail on the cash register screen, which is on the left side, where it shows the total price of what you bought. That was a great detail that Rockstar added in. And also, if we look closely on the left, you can see a map of Leonida, which has 2 islands, which probably indicating that the map is going to be a lot more bigger than we could possibly think. Moving on, we see Jason smashing the cash register to collect the money, and on the bottom left, we can see the 420 reference, which is April 20th, which means Marijuana Day. Also, we can see Jason's watch that has a great detail on it, which makes it easier for us to see what it shows. And in the trailer, it shows that during this time of Jason robbing the convenience store, it's 11:08 a.m. in the morning. Another great detail that Rockstar added in. Following that, we see Jason driving on the freeway in first person in the beautiful Vice City, and we can see 2 trucks in front of him, where you see one of the trucks pulling a jet ski and the other one having people in the back of the truck, which shows that the game is being more realistic on how the real world looks like. And also, we can see a sign that says VCI, which stands for Vice City International Airport Ambrosar, which probably means that there are going to be more than one airport in the state of Leonida. Also, we can see another sign that says Southside Peacock Bay, which probably means that there are going to be multiple bay areas on the map. And we also get a nice beautiful shot of an airplane above Jason while he's driving down the freeway. Next up, we see Jason at a beach where he is lifting heavy weights, which shows that this man is jacked, like really strong. And if you guys see the numbers on the plates, if you look very closely, it shows that there is 1 10-kilogram plate on each side and 2 20-kilogram plate on each side, which shows that Jason is lifting a total of 100 kilogram. And I mean, goddamn, Jason is strong for lifting weights like it's nothing. Even though in the beginning of the trailer, we saw Jason with a freaking 6-pack. Moving on to the next scene, we see Jason walking out from the convenience store. And while he's walking out, we can see the pack of beers that he's carrying. You can see that the liquid inside is shaking while Jason is moving, which shows that Rockstar is implementing more in-depth physics into the game. Also, on the bottom left side, we can see a trash bag on the ground that says thank you, which probably means that Rockstar is thanking us for waiting patiently for GTA 6 to be finally announced, even though we have been waiting for almost 13 years. But either way, everyone, including myself, are still stoked for GTA 6 to come out very soon. Also, on the right side of the scene, we can see a cat on top of the ATM, which means that we are going to see more animals in the state of Leonida. Moving on the left side, we can see a guy at a lottery booth where you typically go to pick your numbers to win the lottery, and this actually looks an exact replica of the one in real life. Next up, when Jason is walking out of the convenience store, we can see a homeless guy on the ground begging for money from Jason, which shows the level of realism in the game. In the next scene, we can see Jason driving on the road where we can see cops talking, pushing, and arresting the people on the sidewalk. So maybe we are going to see more NPC being more active in the game than any other games that we ever seen so far from Rockstargames themselves. In this next shot, we get a nice view of the prison where Lucia is being held at, and we can also see a security guard on one of the control towers who is just keeping on guard. Next, we get a shot of Jason going up to one of the security guards to tell him that he is here to pick up Lucia, and the security guard asked for his name, and Jason kindly responded. But when the security guard heard the name, he questioned Jason if they have met before, and Jason just simply responded, "You might have." Which probably means that before, Jason got himself into some sort of trouble, which led him to go to this specific prison where he met that specific security guard. That was the best theory that I could come up with just by watching the scene. Next up, we have a scene where Jason meets up with Lucia on the day she is getting released from prison, but while we are watching this scene, we see something on the back of Jason's t-shirt that says "Let Freedom Ring," which probably means that he wants anyone to be allowed to do whatever they want in their life, even if they have to do bad things to get what they want, which is a nice touch to the main protagonist's motive. Furthermore, we can also see the front of Jason's t-shirt and it says Leonida Marine Center, which means that he works with his friend Brian, and there is a scene of Brian's workplace, which we will get into later. Next, we get a scene of Jason and Lucia making out on the bed, and you can also see the physics that Rockstar put into on Lucia's booty, which shows that they are putting a lot of effort in all these physics. Moving on, we have a scene where Lucia and Jason is robbing the Sinfrateria National Bank together, and I think this is happening somewhere in the middle of the game, but I'm not too sure about it. But all I know is that this heist mission is going to be a banger for us GTA fans. Next up, we have a shot of Jason and Lucia drinking beers together, spending time with each other, and watching the sunset before they probably go on a rampage, like maybe robbing banks or stealing valuable things, which is a very typical thing for GTA. Next up, we get a shot of Brian's boat workplace, and if we go back to where Jason was picking up Lucia from the prison, we can see the same name labeled on the front of his t-shirt, which confirms that Jason works alongside Brian. Moving on, we can see a bunch of people loading up some kind of cargo onto the plane. Maybe they have to go deliver it somewhere, but either way, it's gonna be interesting. And also, I would like to point out that, man, I love the game when it's at night, man. It looks so just beautiful and so like menacing too, man. Especially if you have like people with guns shooting, man, that would look freaking cool. Anyway, let's move on to the next scene where we can see Lucia picking up trash on the side of the walkway, which means that she is still on probation even after getting out from prison, but I think throughout the story she will somehow not be on probation anymore. But of course, after not being on probation anymore, she's definitely going to go out there doing whatever it takes alongside Jason to get the money and live a normal life together. Next up, we have Lucia at Jason's house, and you can see in the background that Jason actually owns a pet snake, which is quite a unique choice to have as your pet. But hey, you can go around with a snake as long as it doesn't bite you. Also, I think this scene is where Jason takes Lucia to his place for the first time, since she said something like, "This place will do." Following that, we get a scene of Calhampton, Jason, and Lucia at a bar together, just like drinking, hanging out, having fun, just getting drunk together, just having a time of their life. Next up, we see Lucia's big booty again with those amazing physics. But anyway, let's get back to the main topic. So we can see Lucia and Jason at some kind of party that is on top of a hotel, and I think they might be on a mission, but it looks like they are just having fun together. But I believe that they are trying to blend in so no one realizes that they are on a mission, because in the next scene we see Jason and Lucia in their car, and they are also wearing the same outfit. And in this scene, Jason is telling Lucia that if they are doing this, then they have to do it right, which made me more certain that they are on a undercover mission. Next up, we see Jason and Lucia entering the party, and we see Lucia having fun. Looks like she's trying to convince Jason to dance together for a bit before they continue on with their mission. And we get a shot of them dancing together. Next, we have an interesting scene where we see Jason confronting a couple of gangsters, and I think they are about to get ready for a fight. But I believe that Jason wants to negotiate first with them, but I don't really see that happening at all. But it is still possible. Also, for the next shot, we get to see 3 black people who are looking very intense. They're probably looking at something, but I don't know, but I think they are getting ready for a fight. Next up, we see Lucia jumping out from a window, and it seems like she's trying to escape from the cops. And I think in this scene, Lucia is like robbing something in the building, and someone called the cops on her, and she noticed it and decided to jump out of the window and make her escape. Next, we have a scene where Brian is talking to Jason about something, and I think that Brian is trying to tell Jason that there are people out there who are looking for him, and they have all of his information, like his name and address. So I'm thinking that it's probably the cops. Maybe he's trying to get away, but they know his information to track him down, or it could be someone entirely different. I'm not too sure, but that scene itself does sound interesting to me. Next up, we have a scene of a bunch of cops where they are inside some sort of building, and I believe that something happened in this building before the cops arrive later into the scene. And in the next shot, we see this one cop telling his cop fellows that cops should always have each other's back. But either way, I'm interested what this mission is really about, and it looks like we might be getting a cop's perspective in this game, which I do not recall we ever had a cop's perspective in any of the previous Rockstar games. Next up, we have a shot of Jason shooting out from his car, and I think he's getting chased from some sort of people, and he's just trying to shoot back at them so that they can back off, giving the opportunity for Jason to make his escape. I don't know what this scene is about, but it is actually quite intriguing to me. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we just have to wait and see. Next up, we get a scene of one of the new characters whose name's Roxy, and especially known as the Real Dims. And we see her fake shooting by using her finger, and I think she's trying to demonstrate on how people always shoot all the time, which is normal in Vice City, or how people always act in Vice City just by using their guns just to get whatever they want in their life. Next, we have a scene of 2 people in the middle of the night, and one of them seems to push the other guy's head towards the car's window, which just cracked completely. But I'm not too sure who is who, and we can see a car on fire on the left side of this scene, which probably means that something really intense happened. It's probably like a huge mission, probably like I don't know, but it does sound interesting to me. Next up, we have a scene where Lucia is in a boxing arena, and I think she is fighting some people to earn some money for a living. And remember, she is a well-trained boxer since she was taught by her father since she was a little kid. And I think that this boxing activity will be available for us to play in free roam. Following that, we have a scene where Jason is loading up his pistol and telling Lucia that we got this, and Lucia just calmly responded with "we got this." And I believe that they are getting ready to go on a mission, which could be robbing a bank or something entirely different, but I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we get a scene of Lucia in the back of the truck where she is shooting with a grenade launcher towards the cops, and most likely Jason is the one driving. And if you notice, Lucia is actually wearing the same outfit from the shot where she was at the National Bank alongside Jason, which means that these shots are connected to each other. So this is definitely going to be a huge heist for us fans to enjoy. I really can't wait for us to get our hands on that game and start playing the mission, especially the big heist. Next, we get a scene of Jason and Jaquan watching some kind of video on their phone. It could be some kind of sport, because we can see Jaquan wearing some kind of sport jersey, which has the color theme of the NFL Dolphins. And also, we see people in the background doing stretches and taking photos with their buddies, which shows that the NPCs in this game are going to be more active just in the game in general than like the other previous game where the NPCs are just barely doing anything. Next up, we see Lucia with a safety vest getting jumped on by someone who looks absolutely jacked, who literally exercise like every day, but they're both on the airplane, which is giving me some Fast and Furious vibe over here. But anyway, about this scene, I think that the person that Lucia is fighting is trying to stop Lucia from doing something like stealing something valuable in the airplane. Next up, we get a scene of a truck pulling some kind of crate in the back. Maybe it's like some kind of mission that they had to steal something and drag it back to a warehouse, or like drag it back to some location, deliver it to a boss. Maybe the crate is carrying some goods in there, maybe some drugs, or maybe some cash in it, but who knows? But it sounds very interesting. I can't really say too much about this scene. It's just a simple truck pulling a crate that has money or drugs in it, so I'm not too sure about it. Following that, we get another scene of Lucia and Jason in bed together with the lights off and them two just kissing each other, which is very normal for couples, but man, it's just a lot of romance in this trailer, man. But I like a good amount. Next in this scene, we have this guy who is wearing a nice purple shirt and who is also recording a video with Jason and Lucia. And this place is actually the same place where early in the trailer, we see Jason and Lucia entering this club place and start dancing. And like I mentioned earlier, they are on an undercover mission. Next up, we get a scene where we can see a bunch of people next to all these nice, beautiful vehicles in front of the Dominion Hotel, which is actually a real-life hotel in Miami, Florida. But I can't wait to get my hands on all these nice, fancy cars and drive it around in the state of Leonida. That's just getting me so excited, just driving around on the freeway, the road, just cruising around. And especially if GTA 6 has an online version, I would love to race against all my friends and just cruise around the city, or just in the entire map, just in general. Moving on, we get a scene where we can see so many people just having fun, drinking, dancing, and just enjoying their time in general. And this is actually located at the Cleveland Hotel, which is a nice reference to the hotel in real life at Miami, Florida. Next up, we get a scene of strippers in the strip club over here just dancing around the pool, and we can see this one guy on the right side just having the time of his life, man. Good job, buddy. Next up, we get a scene where on the TV screen, we see Phil, who is showcasing all of his guns and just demonstrating how to shoot them and all of that. And this guy might be Phil Cassidy from GTA Vice City, but I could be wrong about it. I'm not too sure. Also, we have a shot of a PS5 console that is right next to the TV, and we have a PS5 controller on the table. Moreover, we can see bottles of beer. And if you look very closely, we can actually see the bubbles in the beer, which is actually called a fuzz. But this shows that Rockstar is even implementing the smallest physics into the game. Following that, we see Lucia coming back from her community service, which indicates that she is still on probation, and also she is still wearing the safety vest. And then we get a shot of Lucia laying down on Jason's body, but if you look very closely, while Lucia is getting on top of Jason, you can see the small movements of the sofa, which shows that Rockstar is adding a lot of detail, even the smallest detail. Next up, we get a scene of a helicopter that is chasing after a boat, and I don't know what's really happening in this scene. Maybe it could be our main protagonist in the helicopter chasing after the boat, or maybe it could be the other way around. I'm not too sure. But about the helicopter though, the helicopter actually looks exactly like the Buzzard helicopter from GTA 5, which shows that Rockstar is adding the vehicles and aircrafts from their previous games into GTA 6, especially for those who missed those vehicles or aircrafts that were like in the previous GTA games, and they want those vehicles or aircrafts to be added back into the newest GTA game. Then you're in luck, man. Next up, we get a scene of Jason and Lucia on a jet ski just cruising around on the water, while we get a nice view of Vice City behind them. And also we see a bunch of people on boats who are just like drinking, talking to their friends, and just having a lot of fun together. which shows like the realism in this game. Like people are just being so active, even the NPCs, when in the previous games NPCs just be walking around and doing nothing, but now we actually see those NPCs doing actual activities. Following that, we get a scene of Jason riding on his motorcycle, and we can also see a seaplane that is flying right above him. And I think this could be a mission where Jason is protecting the airplane from getting shot down, so that the plane can deliver something to a specific location. Maybe the airplane is probably like carrying some goods like drugs or money, most likely drugs and all, and trying to get it to a specific location while Jason is on the ground, destroying and killing all the people who is trying to take down the airplane. Next up, we have a scene of Lucia, I think, jumping off from a motorcycle into the truck that is holding a Lamborghini, which is honestly giving me some Fast and Furious vibe. And I gotta say though, throughout this trailer, there were like some scenes that gave me like the feeling of Fast and Furious, which is honestly a nice touch. Like it's like the theme of GTA, which is honestly GTA if you actually add all the motions and everything, the movements, which is Rockstar is actually implementing into the game. But anyway, in the scene, I think Lucia is trying to steal the Lamborghini and probably try to go deliver it to a specific location, like to a dealer, or just have the car for herself. Like, who wouldn't want a Lamborghini for themselves? Like I would love to have a Lamborghini and drive it around in the city. And also, speaking of the Lamborghini, if you look at the back of the Lamborghini, it reminds me of the Tempesta from GTA Online. And actually, I used to own it actually in GTA Online, but then I sold it. Fun fact. But yeah, it gave me a reminder of the Tempesta that I had back in GTA Online. Following that, we get a scene of Lucia jumping on Jason, probably happy that they can get a chance to spend time with each other after a long day of hard work, probably like coming back from, I don't know, like a mission, like a heist and all. Or it couldn't be that either. It could be like she was like very relieved and happy that Jason probably like made it out from a mission, that he didn't die. That could also be a possibility, but who knows. In the next scene, we get to see a police helicopter chasing after Jason and Lucia, who is on the boat. And actually, the police helicopter is a real life version of the Miami, Florida police helicopter, because it has the green and white theme color on it. Next up, we get a scene where Jason is on his motorcycle while chasing after a car that is in front of him. However, in the next shot, we see Jason jumping onto Lucia's car, which could mean that his tires somehow got shot out and decided to make a quick decision to jump onto the car. That does sound like a really cool mission, and I'm really looking forward to it. In the next scene, we get a quick scene of Cal Hampton, who is asking probably Jason if he has any friends, which he is referring to ladies that he can hook him up with. This guy, man, this guy wants some ladies for himself. Also, we do see a bunch of workers in the background who are most likely Brian's employees, and it seems like they are working on a boat that is in the background, which could be a boat that might be utilized sometime later in the game. And lastly, we get our final shot of Jason and Lucia driving down to Vice City, and we get this nice, beautiful, aesthetic view of the city itself as the last shot. So that was my entire breakdown on the GTA 6 trailer too, and I hope you enjoyed my breakdown, and be sure to comment down below if I missed anything else in the trailer. That would be very helpful to me. And lastly, be sure to subscribe and smash the like button if you want to see more GTA 6 content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.